today's video, we're talking about how to start an equipment rental business from scratch, what it really involves, where people get stuck, and how to build it in a way that works as a side hustle or even full-time income. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever thought about renting out tools, gear, or equipment, but didn't know where to begin, this video is going to help you see the whole picture. By the end of this video, you'll understand what an equipment rental business really looks like, how money flows in this model, what kinds of equipment you might start with, and how to think about pricing, systems, and logistics so you don't get overwhelmed. This explanation is really talking about real experience and real expectations. No shortcuts, just really a clear path that you can follow. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start off with the basics and define what an equipment rental business actually is. So an equipment rental business is exactly what it sounds like. Instead of selling products outright, you own useful items and make them available for others to use for a period of time in exchange for a rental fee. These could be tools like drills and saws, party supplies like tables or tents, photography gear, landscaping equipment, or even specialized machinery like carpet cleaners or floor polishers. The appeal of this model is that you get paid multiple times for the same item as it circulates through rentals. A tool that costs $300 to buy might be rented 30 to 40 times over a year, which adds up much faster than selling it just once. What makes this model different from selling products is that you're managing time and usage instead of transferring ownership. Unlike dropshipping or resale, you have to think about wear and tear, maintenance, and availability. The advantage is that the same price of equipment can generate income over and over again if it's in demand and well managed. Why people choose equipment rental? So equipment rental is a great choice for many people because you don't need to invent a new product or compete with huge brands. You're essentially filling a gap in convenience. Many people need tools or gear for one-off projects, a weekend lawn job, a special event, a photo shoot, a home improvement task, but they don't want to buy equipment they're just going to use once. This creates a real demand. It also means you can start small and grow organically. You might begin renting out a few items you already own and then reinvest profits into new inventory as you learn what your market needs. This model also lets you leverage your knowledge. If you're familiar with a certain type of equipment or hobbyist community, you already understand who might need it and how much they might pay. That insight is going to give you such an edge. How the money flows. At its most basic, the money model in equipment rental works like this. You buy or acquire equipment, you list it for rent, and you collect rental fees. Your goal is to earn back the cost of that item plus profit over multiple rental periods. Unlike selling a product once, your income here comes with usage rather than ownership transfer. So a $500 piece of equipment that you rent for $50 a weekend can potentially pay for itself in 10 rentals. After that, every rental is contributing to profit as long as maintenance costs are reasonable. You also need to think about direct and indirect costs, cleaning between rentals, repairs, storage, insurance, marketing, and time spent coordinating rentals. These don't show up on a simple price tag, but are real parts of your bottom line. Setting your rental fee carefully based on local demand and what people are willing to pay is really crucial. If your price is too high, you may sit on inventory that's not moving. If your price is too low, you may get traffic but not enough profit. Choosing what equipment to rent. Choosing your first items is one of the most important parts of the journey. Start with equipment that you deeply understand or that already has clear demand in your area. Popular choices include tools for DIY home improvement like power drills, power washers, ladders, and saws, as well as party supplies like folding chairs, tables, or bounce houses. Photography and videography gear is another example. Camera bodies, lenses, tripods, and lighting all have rental markets. And that's because amateurs and even some professionals don't want to buy every piece of expensive equipment. You might also consider seasonal rentals, things like snow blowers in winter or lawn aerators in spring. When inventory is tied to seasonal needs, it's also easier to predict demand. The key is starting with a manageable set of items you understand. You don't need a warehouse full of inventory on day one. Just begin with a few high demand items and build from there. Understanding demand and research. Before you buy your first piece of equipment for rental, it helps to confirm there's real demand. You don't want to buy expensive gear only to find that no one is asking for it. Talk to local communities, hobby groups, and online forums related to what you're considering. What are people asking to rent? What do they say they struggle to find? You can also check local marketplace listings or see if similar equipment is being rented and what prices are listed for. It's not about guesswork, it's really about confirming that people in your area or your target market are actually willing to pay what you plan to offer. Setting up your business systems. items. Okay, now once you understand your demand and choose your niche, you need systems to manage your rentals. This includes tracking inventory, rental periods, damage deposits, customer communication, and scheduling. You don't need complex software to begin, but starting with a clear system is going to keep things organized from the start. A really great tool to organize inventory, record rental dates, and keep track of maintenance and even notes about customers and pricing is Notion. It's so helpful to be able to keep everything organized in one single place. I personally use Notion for personal and my business stuff, but it's so customizable, so that's where the power really is in it. You can make it work for your workflow. As you grow, you might bring in more structured project or task management tools like ClickUp to keep bookings, pickup, drop-offs, and reminders all in one place. When communication is organized, you're going to spend way less mental energy and deliver better prices. If you want to check out Notion or ClickUp, we do have exclusive links down below. Pricing and availability. When setting pricing, think about your costs and time as well as your local market. Consider how often you expect an item to be rented each month. If something is rarely rented, you might need to adjust the price or rethink whether it's worth carrying in your inventory. Booking availability also matters. If someone wants to rent one item for a weekend and someone else wants it at the exact same time, you really need a fair system for handling conflicts. Some businesses use simple first come first serve systems with clear policies about deposits or holds, but it's something you need to define early. This is another place where tools like Shopify can really help you if you decide to build an online booking system or storefront for your rentals. A hosted site gives you a professional presence and a central point for customers to book or inquire. Again, maybe you're not ready for the full Shopify store yet, but it's really important to keep everything organized in a certain place. Managing logistics and maintenance. Because rental equipment gets reused, maintenance is a fundamental part of this business. You need processes for inspecting equipment before and after each rental, cleaning, fixing any issues, and documenting wear and tear. Maintenance protects your investment and ensures customers have good experiences. It's easy to focus only on earning money and overlook how important caring for the equipment is. But long term, this is what preserves your ability to serve customers consistently. Payment systems and deposits also tie into this. Many rental businesses take a security deposit that covers potential damage. You don't want to be left holding the cost for a broken item. Handling customer experience. Customer service in equipment rental is less about personality and more about clarity and consistency. The clearer you are about what your customers can expect, prices, pickup drop-offs, times, late return policies, damage terms, the smoother everything runs. Communication is a really big part of this, and when a customer reaches out, responding clearly, setting expectations, and confirming details is going to reduce that confusion and just build overall trust. Happy customers may come back again or refer others, which is going to help you grow without extra marketing. Scaling over time. So now once you've established a good rhythm with a few items and understand how demand works in your market, you can think about scaling. Scaling doesn't just mean buying more stuff. It means understanding which items generate consistent income, which ones cause more headaches, and where can you actually invest your money for the best return. You might start with a few basic tools and later add higher ticket items that deliver higher per use returns. You might expand into related categories or add premium services like delivery and setup. As your operations grows, systems for scheduling, payments, communication, and maintenance become even more important. Another really great tool to help with email automations and follow-ups is OmniSend. It can help you remind customers about returns, confirm bookings, or solicit reviews without adding manual work. If you want to get 30% off of OmniSend, we do have a link down below, and you'll use code CharlieChang30 at checkout. But once you click that link, it will appear there. Keeping records and tracking performance. Keeping accurate records is one of the most valuable habits you can build early on. Whether it's tracking rental frequencies, revenue per item, maintenance costs, or customer feedback, having data helps you make informed decisions instead of reacting based on gut feelings. Regular check-in with your numbers, weekly or monthly, are going to help you see patterns and opportunities. You might notice that certain items are rarely rented or that others are high in demand at certain times of the year. This information helps you adjust pricing, inventory, and marketing. Before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on some common beginner mistakes and how to avoid them. One common mistake beginners make is buying too much inventory up front. When you're starting out, it's much better to test demand with a few items and learn what actually rents before spending spending a lot. Another mistake is underestimating maintenance and time costs. Rental businesses aren't passive. You're coordinating pickups, drop-offs, cleaning, and follow-ups. Recognizing these tasks up front is going to help you price appropriately. And the third mistake is unclear policies. If your rental terms aren't written and communicated clearly, especially around deposits or late returns or damage, you're going to end up resolving disagreements by email or phone. Written, simple policies protect both you and the customers. Now, is an equipment rental business for you? An equipment rental business is a really strong option if you enjoy practical problem solving, working with your hands, and building systems that serve real needs. It's a great fit for people who like tangible work and want that flexibility. On the other hand, if you prefer a completely automated no inventory model, this probably isn't going to be the best fit for you. But if you're willing to learn and manage your inventory and customer relationships, this can be a very meaningful income stream that grows with you. The key is to start simple, stay organized, and build systems that support your pace. I know how overwhelming it can feel when you're trying to figure out where to even begin with your business. There are so many things that come along with all businesses, but especially rental businesses, like equipment choices, pricing concerns, customer expectations, and logistics to think about. But when you take it step by step, it really becomes understandable and doable. If you want tools to support all these different parts of the process, don't forget to use our exclusive link down below to get the best price possible. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. This channel is dedicated to helping you build simple income streams with clear, beginner-friendly steps. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and of course, leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.